Hi everyone. It's Anton from QuickTiles and we're starting the 6th lesson of the mini course. Today we're going to talk about pattern parameters and randomizations. So, let's start. The third section of the main interface is for the pattern parameters. The interactive preview panel takes up the central part. Here, you can directly track all the changes that you make in your texture. Arrow buttons switch the displayed channel and the plus sign opens a big preview. A 2 by 2 meter and 1K resolution patch is generated in the small preview section. This is why we recommend you set all the essential adjustments without opening the big preview. There, the texture is worked out in its full size. So, changing the settings can significantly slow down. In the preset drop-down menu, you can choose a pattern out of several simple ones that are often used in work. And here, you can also find the herringbone interactive pattern. When using it, all you need to do is set the size of a base tile, and the right pattern will be structured on its own. After opening the pattern editor, you'll be able to refine any of the chosen presets, create your own, or use the library. Learn more about the pattern editor features in the third lesson of the mini course. Below here we have the base tile size settings. These are some of the most important plugin settings. A base tile is a pattern element, based on which the sizes of all other elements are evaluated. Using the base tile is what allows the QuickTiles plugin to accurately maintain the set dimensions of different elements and gaps. You can set the horizontal dimensions of your tile and vertical, as well as horizontal and vertical dimensions of the gap. Procedural gaps with a width of 0.5 centimeters are set to be created by default. To switch to maintaining the original gaps, set both dimensions to 0. The plugin will display the original gaps captured in the texture. Their size can be controlled in the slice editor and can't be wider than in the original texture. The gap blend parameter controls the mixing of the original gaps. If the parameter's value is too large, it can reveal the background. The more narrow a gap is, the smaller the set value must be. By clicking the H and V, you can lock the correlation of the gap and the tile's width. In the QuickTiles plugin, you can add a wave-like effect to your tile layout. This comes in handy when creating the texture of street paving tiles. You can also create a circular tile layout using our plugin. To do this, enable the circular checkbox. This feature only works with linear patterns, where the height of all tiles is the same within each row. In the Deform drop-down menu, you can choose what will deform the plugin, gaps or tiles. The first option is more natural since you can't bend a stone tile in real life, so you just make the gap wider. The second option, deforming tiles, is good for the materials that can be bent, such as, for example, wood or rubber. This feature is yet to be improved, so the result isn't always satisfactory. The center parameter adjusts the size of the center part. There, the tiles are set as usual. And now, let's move on to the next section of the main interface, tile random parameters. Here you can randomize the shape of your tiles and their displacement. Min and max tile width is for randomizing the tile's width. Min and max tile height is for randomizing the height. These parameters are expressed in percentage. In the height randomization drop-down list, you can choose to randomize the height of each tile, or whole rows of them. This parameter only works with linear patterns. The rotation parameter randomizes the pivot of the tiles in degrees. The position moves the tiles randomly. The corner offset randomly offsets the tile's corners. The corner fillet rounds the tile's corners. 3 of these parameters are expressed in centimeters. In the tilt group of parameters, we can randomize the degree to which the tiles are tilted. These will only impact the displacement channel. The tilt left min parameter regulates the tilting degree of the left side of the tile. And the tilt right min, tilting of the right side. The tilt rotation rotates the tilting direction. When the tilt randomization checkbox is enabled, the plugin randomly tilts each of the tiles. In this case, the tilt lift min and max will specify the minimum and maximum tilting of the left side, and tilt right min and max for the right one. And the tilt rotation specifies the maximum random tilting angle. In this section, you can also set the tile edge distortion parameter. Since this parameter significantly complicates the edge of the container, you need to be careful with it and enable it after all others. And that's all for the 6th lesson. That was Anton from QuickTiles. Bye bye.